What's up everybody, welcome back to another installment video on some work for the Skyline and the Loza. Nice miserable day here as per usual in New Zealand, so nice and chilly out here today. Tonight, it's actually quite late in the arvo already, so I've just been pretty fucking useless today to get started, but yeah, anyway, today I've been to work. This is the bar. This bar is actually off my Sylvia, off the S15. It's my old one that I had for my old bumper. I made a new one. You've probably seen it in one of my previous videos. I made a new one when I got the Super Doof bumpers. So this one here pretty much fits the rear bumper for the Skyline pretty well. So probably just need a little bit of trimming here and there. So I thought instead of might as well make some use out of it. There's nothing wrong with the pipe. It's just got a bit of red paint on it, so might as well reuse it for this. So that'll work out pretty sweet because I didn't think I have enough length pipe left to get the whole length of the rear bumper and like have some curves on it. So worked out quite well. I've got some bonnet pins slash boot pins, I suppose. Pins. I'm gonna put them in. I'm gonna put the end ones in here, drill some holes in the boot, and we'll just mount the boot so then the boot can sit here, and we'll line up with the guards here, so then it's all pretty tickety boo. And then once that's done, I can get the rear bumper and get the height of the bumper to meet up with the boot lid, and then I know where the bumper needs to sit, and then I can mount this in the bumper. I'll probably mount it in the bumper first, get the height, and then I know the angle of how we're gonna run some bars off the back here out to here. But what I'm probably going to do is I've got some pipe that's slightly smaller, so what I might do is I might get 2 bars off here that are just hollow at the end, and then I'll have a bar in the middle there for strength, and then make a jacking bar off that. That way I can put some smaller pipe on the end of this so it can slide in to the back, so effectively you'll be able to just slide the whole bumper, rear bumper, on and off nice and easy. Makes for repairs good if it ever breaks or something bends. It should make for that no ease of repairs and whatever else. It's just nice when shit like clips together quite easy, especially if you're working on it and shit like that. So I am probably going to do that for that. And yeah, once that's done, I'll be able to I've got the tail lights too somewhere down there. I'll be able to sit the tail lights in and then just see what sort of bar setup we need to make to accommodate the tail lights. And we should be pretty good, pretty close to that just being done really. Yeah, and for the Loza, I think I might start doing some exhaust work on it actually. Might get some of the rest of the exhaust done on it. Also need to mount this battery. So we're going to be mounting this battery up in here somewhere. Here's an old mount for like a small motorcycle battery that used to have, but we're going to have that big ass Optima battery in here, so I'll just modify this mount slightly. Might be able to reuse some of that backing plate steel that's already been in there. Might just modify the bottom just to accommodate this big dog here. So yeah, that should be not too bad to do either. Probably just fold up a bit of like L, like a bracket, like a shelf, and then have some gussets on the side with some holes in it, so make it look pretty. Sit there right up in there nice, and maybe like got central, so get away from passenger feet, so you can probably sit your feet each side of the battery if needed. But it's probably so deep, like so much leg room, that you probably won't even get that far. If it is quite nice, if it does have quite a bit of room, probably average person, probably what, like 6 foot or something. If there's enough room there, I might make a nice little cover for it that looks apart, just so it's hidden. Yeah, undecided. That's just come to me right now. So, but anyway, I'll make a start on this. So I'll get the rear bumper in here, and we'll get that mounted into it somehow. And I'll also get these bonnet pins mounted. To start off with, I'm just going to get some 3mm steel and just weld some. This is where the pins are going to go. It's quite thin, flimsy, this stuff. So I'm just going to weld some 3mm over top, just to give it some strength to grab to, because it's probably going to flap around a bit if I don't. So I'll cut some shit out, tack them in there. But it's going to weld a plate on that. It's kind of like that shape there, so it follows all the lines and stuff, not just a fucking square. So I like to do this with a bit of tape for like templates or something. If it's fucking weird to draw, just put some tape in the area, draw it out. Then what I can do is pull the tape off like this. That's how it's going to be like that. Then I'll just cut this out with some scissors, stick it over the steel, cut it out, trim it up, then it should turn out sweet. Yes, got that transferred, traced around, so I'll just cut these out like this. Got the bits cut out, so better just weld that on there like that. Down on there, gives a bit of extra strength for the bonnet pins, boot pins, whatever you want to call them. So that one there needs a bit of straightening. The panel's a bit bent, so I have to hammer that into place. But yeah, sweet. Sure. Got the plates welded on. I'll set the boot on there now, and I'll put the drill up through the bottom so I can get the holes for the back of the boot. Then I'll go through and put the whatever these holes are, 8mm or something, 8 or 10mm. Put those holes on, and I'll mount the boot on, clamp it there. Then maybe we can hold the boot just on the front clamps and get it to, it should sit level when it's clamped up, and then I can put the rear bumper on and see how that sits like in comparison to where the boot, like bottom of the boot is, to where we should be like having the bumper, how high we should have it that way, and then I can get the bar height and work it all out, I suppose. Math. Right, after a couple boot on and off situations to get the height, got them at where they should be. So put the boot on there, put the pins in there so it's nice and secure, and then carry on getting some stuff figured out, you know. Alright, I got the boot on. It's gonna have to take some weight on the back there just to get it to line up with the guards height wise, and then we get the bumper under here, prop it up, and then see how our setup down here has to be. Might be a bit of a shit time trying to get access in here once it's all on there, but we've got we can look through those holes here anyway, I suppose. We'll figure it out. And just like how I did my bumper when I made the new iron for the Super Doof, got this one here just sitting in here. It's pretty bloody close really, so that's about where it wants to be. And I can rest all the weight from the top of the kit on the top of the bar here. I'll just mark and trim these off so they can sit up right under these tabs that are here. Then I can probably mount the bumper to the bar through these tabs, actually hold it on there in a few places. Yeah, and then once I get it mounted where it wants to be, sit up in there, and we'll see where we've got to go from these to there, angle wise and length wise. Should work out pretty good. That actually was so close, you'd think it was made for it. Right, we trimmed it up, sitting in there nicely. I'll probably weld some caps over the end of the pipe and then put some rib nuts in there, or no, weld some nuts to the back of some plate and then weld it over top rather than rib nut it. It's a nice, I don't know, either or, doesn't really matter, but it's easy enough for me to just weld it out on the back because my rib nut gun's broken, and yeah. So yeah, that'll work out. Get in the middle there. Fucking sick bar. Right, I just hold saw out some 3mm and keep the centres, and then just tack some nuts on the back. I'll flip those in there like so, and weld those on there. Then we've got a nice nut there for the bumper to clip into, just like that. Got them welded in there, both ends. So now should be able to sit that in there like so. Better just drill some holes, or you know, find out whether, yeah, I was gonna say use those old holes, but they're probably not gonna line up. So yeah, we'll just find the find the centers and holy fuck. Yeah, we'll drill the holes and mount that bumper there, and then it'll be nice and secured there. Get it set up there. Right, I got the bumper sort of propped up where I think it's going to be close, but more than anything it's so I can see how far I can bring some bars out from here. I can see this, not probably turn out better on the PC, but I'm just going to bring the bars out probably to like where the boot radius is there, so like that distance. So I'll give it a quick measure and make some pipes that come straight out from there to a certain, yeah, probably to like here or something. That way we can start making the frame to hold the top of the boot, and then worry about the bumper last, I suppose. Be nice to get the boot propped up properly, and then you can fine tune it all. So yeah, I might do that first, make the bars come out here, make the jacking point, make sure that all works, and then sort of get the bumper on last. So fingers crossed. My second tube rear apart from mine, so let's see if we can get it sorted nicely. Problem with fiberglass is fucking, it's never perfect, so it's really it's more difficult because nothing lines up like the factory would. Like these fiberglass guards are really made for like to go over top of the old guards, but obviously that can't happen with this frame because it was so beaten up. So they make them just a little bit fucking off because they're meant to go over top, so they're never quite right. So that's not, if those aren't quite right, then the bumper doesn't line up quite right, and the bumpers are always twisted and dicky as well. So you kind of got to assemble it and eyeball it and be like, yeah, that looks close, and sort of just mount everything how it fits. So sometimes all the mounting points can be a little bit crooked because you've accounted for some of the stuff not being as factory. So, but we'll work with it, we'll sort it out, get it parallel. So I had this length of pipe left over from one of the other cuts that's pretty much the perfect length, so I've just notched both ends and I'll cut it in half, and then it will pretty much be perfect. Each piece there, it'll work out quite well, I think. Alright, this is how I'm going to get these on there. So I just get me square magnet, and I'll just put a level on here. Got one on my phone, but hard to film and do it all and tack it all together. So got these two things tacked on here now. I'll just cut out another piece to go across here, tack that in, drop, brace, good to go, done, I think. Alright, so I'm back out here the next day. I gave up last night, fucking tired and hurt my head with the drill, so that was fun. I'm going to be making the top frame for the Skyline here. What I'm thinking about doing is just coming straight off here and sort of following the light pattern, so come along here and then bend the pipe kind of in line with how the light curves, and just have it go straight down to there, so it'll look, you know, kind of looks the part when you look behind it or something. I've got just this bender here. It's not a expensive bender, so I've used it once or twice before. It goes alright, but like if you were to build a roll cage with it, like I don't think I'd sign it off because there'd be a little bit too much crush in the bend. So but for the sort of work for the top tube, she's going to be sweet as. So what I'm going to do is, because I don't know the centerline radius of these dies, because I don't even know what brand it is and stuff, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to set the die like on the boot where I want the pipe to bend, and then I'll sort of like measure from here, the start, to how long that wants to be, and then put the pipe in there and bend it like that, and then I can sort of get a better measurement of where the bends want to be and shit. Because underneath, I don't know if you can see that, but the boot, it's got a skin like a skin piece here, like the inner frame, and it bulges down quite bad. So to come from here and then duck in, it's going to have to go through the skin if we want to get a nice, like if we want the boot to be sitting on it nice and securely with a pin and shit. So might just trim that out, the width of the pipe, so the boot can like locate on it as well. But yeah, I'm gonna measure that. So if we get the pipe on about 100mm of pipe sticking under the frame here, so like that much, so I can stitch it to this all the way down. So if I want that there, about 100mm, like our bend's going to be starting at about 340 there. We'll call it 350 to keep the numbers even. Can always push it in and out of there a little bit. So yeah, about should work out. So I'll measure like from the start of the pipe here. I've got 350, and that's where I'll make the bend. So we'll start there. It should turn out relatively okay. We'll about to find out anyway. And since the boot isn't a 90 square, like that's a square coming pretty much straight off the rail there. You see that the pipe would go straight across. I kind of want it to follow this angle, so we won't go quite 90. We'll go. I really need a protractor, so I'm gonna have to come up with something. Probably just wing it, so it can come relatively at a decent angle to follow that boot back line here, because at the moment we've got it like that. So I have like this in a sense, a sixth sense, where I knew when to stop. I was like, I won't go quite 90 just in case. So I stopped, and we pretty much so pretty much got it pretty well spot on. Probably tweak it a little bit that way. Yeah, pretty good. So we'll leave it at that. So that's the bend we get there. See, we've got a little bit of crush in the middle there. So that's why you can't use like a cheaper bender for like roll cages, because you'll get that and then you won't get it signed off. So you need an actual like proper like pull through one like that I've got with a good die that stops the walls flexing in, because these ones here push through the middle of the pipe and they brace it on these, so they kind of like bend weird, I suppose, whereas the one I've got actually pulls the pipe around the die, so it drags it through it and bends it, so it doesn't have like 2 points where it's like getting squashed through, if you know what I mean. So yeah, much of a muchness depending on your application. Alright, I got this contraption bent up, so it's pretty close. It sits in there. Yay, I've got it bent up, so it's gonna, I just need to mark it, we'll get it level, mark it, and I can push it in a little bit to mount onto there. So I'll mark that and give it a trim, and we'll tack it on there. Come up alright, nice and level for the boot to sit on, picks up there. Yeah, I don't think it's going to need to be too well braced sort of thing. The boot's not going to weigh too much on the back end. Probably brace it if you're going to run a wing or something. Brace it down to like the corner there or something like that, just for some strength. Well, we'll see what it looks like. We might be able to do that. I just don't want to put too many bars in here, because then it looks like real cluttered and, you know, like a jungle gym. So we'll not keep it simple. Keep it simple but strong. So yeah, I don't think I've got enough pipe left to do the other side, which is a bit fucking unfortunate. I thought I was going to use like, there was a 2 meter length, because I couldn't cut it here in the van, like the whole length. So I was like, oh, surely 2 meters will be sweet. So I just cut 2 meters off and cutted that, and thought I'd use a meter each side, but I think it was just over a meter. What is left on here? Yeah, 910. 910 left on there. So, and I think I cut that much off the end there because I didn't know how long that was going to be. So what does that work out to be? Yeah, that's about 80 mil. So that would have worked out actually if I didn't fucking cut that small piece off. So that's alright. That pipe's not that expensive, so I'll get some more of that. Just probably need more anyway to make some like stays for the guards. Could probably tie the guards in the corners there, just off the sides there. The guards and the boot can be mounted off the top here. The bumper will be a separate piece that slips in there, so you won't need too much more of that stuff, so it'll be sweet with that. Cool. What I might do there is, since that side's done, we'll sit the boot on there and see what those tail lights fit like and try mount those brackets for those tail lights. Yeah, so this is what I was going on about before with the inner skin there. We're touching it like up in here, so I'll mark it and trim it out so the pipe can recess right up into like the boot. Do that real quick. Working? They're working. Fucking thing. These are the plates that my mates had cut out to house these tail lights. So what I'm going to do is we've got the boot on and sitting in on our pipe now. I don't know if you can probably see that. But yeah, we're going to sit the light in here like this. Sort of probably might tape it there or something, and then I'm just going to go behind the back and see what sort of tabs we need to make. See, like from, we'll probably just go straight from here to the pipe actually for that first one, which will work out nice. And then just, yeah, mount the other corner, something like that. Nice and simple, hopefully. Alright, I've got the light dummied up. Just got this bar straight off there that welds to the frame, just on this one spot at the moment. I didn't plan for that to happen, it just sort of lined up and I thought fuck it, we'll go with it. So here it is with the boot off. So nice little frame there, that, and then we'll pick up from there to there somewhere, should do the job. So replicate that on this side. Hopefully I can do it as best as possible. Should be right. I need some more pipe though. I measured that pipe and I thought I might be able to get away with it, but I think it might only have like 30 mil or something like going through there. I kind of want a little bit more to grab onto, so I might just get some more tomorrow. I'm off work tomorrow, so I could probably go in and grab some and do that. So yeah, anyway, what I am going to do is carry on with I'm going to shoot down and see if I can get some other steel. I think I've got a piece somewhere that I can put underneath for a brace along the bottom here. So put like a bit of flat. I'm thinking putting like a bit of 25 by 50 along the base of the fuel tank, and then running like a rubber strap on top of it, so then the fuel tank can rest on that and all the weights on that, and then the tabs on the side, obviously like I said in the last video, aren't supporting the whole weight of the fuel, so they'll just be there to hold it steady. So yeah, I'm about to go down and see if I can find a piece of steel for that, and we'll carry on, and I'll carry on with the jacking bar too today. Got some got a little bit of roll cage tube left. Yeah, the other thing I've got to do is move this neck in closer, because as you can see, if this pipe wants to be welded there, we kind of interfere with the spill neck, so I'll probably just move it in further. So I'll just cut it off pretty much at the at the end here and take like, you know, a couple inches out of it, just move it in, so then we can put this bar in there. I'll probably cut it with just a tube cutter, because I don't really want to get element like filings in that tank cutting with a grinder, so I might cut off the tube cutter, then we get no filings falling in there. Nice clean cut. Alright, next up, I didn't go get that steel yet. I decided to do this. I've got ADHD apparently, so straight off task. Bent up this piece of steel here. It's going to go something like yay. I was going to notch it at the ends, tack it in there, and then we'll brace it. Hopefully there's enough left in this. Better brace it to there. Nice jacking point. Creation so far. Might put a small cut there, small like 20mm bit of steel pipe just sit on there, so you got like a not such a big fucking curved surface to jack on. But yeah, not too bad I think at the moment. Whether or not we put a fucking another bar across here to the other one when it's done, just to make it look a bit more filled in or something like that, I don't know. Coming along pretty good. Yeah, know what to do next actually. Kind of need that thing to sort of finish off the frame, and then get the steel in here for the bonnet pins, for the boot pins, bonnet pins, fuck. yeah. I suppose I'll go get that, but we'll go find a bit of steel for the fuel tank. Get that brace underneath made up. Looking pretty good though. Alright, I found some more pipe to do this other side, so I've got that sorted out. Just copied. Rinse and repeat for that side. So it's looking pretty, starting to come together, I suppose. Pretty cool. Yeah. What next? Oh, I got a bit of steel for the fuel tank. Just gotta cut it up and then weld it across the bottom there, and fuel tank can sit on that. And I'll probably finish up welding the sides of the, these fully, and then drill some holes, and I can bolt it in there and make sure, you know, check out if I can bolt it in and see what that gap's like for some sort of rubber or cushion on the bottom brace that I'll put in there. Here's the whole lot of it stripped off with just the lights in there. The center looks pretty bare. I kind of want to put a bar like in here just to like fill it out, I suppose. No, it looks quite weird to me, so I don't know if I want to put a bar in there to fill that out. But I'll get the bumper sorted just to see how that looks with the iron around here. It might look okay with all the steel on it, so coming together quite good. I got the holes drilled for this, mounted their tank in there. I got the bar tacked in the bottom to support the tank, so I just need a bit of like rubber or something to go in between that small gap there so it's cushioned, not metal on metal. Better fill that with a gmig. So yeah, it'll be pretty good. Alright, I'm at a pause at the moment on the scatter. I have to get some pipe that's going to slip in there. I had some, but it's suited for like a thin walled 38mm. So the thinner wall stuff's like 1.6mm wall, and cage tubing's 2.6. So there's a difference in size there, so it doesn't quite slip in the stuff I've got. So I'm going to find some stuff that slips in here. It's like 32mm or 32 and a bit mil. So I'll guess find some 32mm close-ish pipe. I think, hoping to get something that close that'll slip in there. And yeah, the plan is to, I have something dummied up. This is what I was going to do. So that's the smaller pipe there. Going to sleeve it inside a pipe that's like this shape. Won't use this one because it's not quite right. And then we'll just plug weld it. We'll drill some holes either side, plug weld the pipe in there so that you can just get the bumper and then slide it in. It'll butt right up to the cut, and then we'll have a hole like in the pipe there. Just put a lynch pin through it to secure the bumper on. So yeah, it'll go like that, and then the bumper iron will be welded up there because that's where it suits the bumper. And yeah, it should work out quite good. That way you can just slip the bumper on and off if needed. So yeah, at the moment for today I've started on the Laurel, like the rest of the exhaust pipe. I've got this dummied up already. I've got this set up. So it's got a bend with the V-bend tacked on there. And I got the flexi welded there. Just give it a bit of, get it nice and close, tucked in there. So probably just gonna run a couple of pipes today, get it set up. Probably gonna run it so straight to about like, oh, this is gonna be weird as fuck because it's gonna keep flipping on the camera. On the gonna try get it to like the end of the gearbox here, then kick it up into the hollow here where the dry shaft is to get it off the ground, and then it can go straight through where it usually goes through the sway bar there. But yeah, it's just gonna be close here obviously because it doesn't run, the exhaust is meant to run that side, being an RB or, you know, the sand shell there on the other side. So hopefully we can get it close as to the floor here and then tuck it over straight away. I'm hoping that since a lot of cars, well, a lot of the steering setups now, you usually run the front of the car not semi-high, but you don't really bone the front out too much because you need a lot of guard clearance for the lock setups. So the front of the cars are usually a little bit picked up now, or mine is, so I'm just basing off that. So that front section of the exhaust is probably not going to be too bad, just being round pipe instead of squashed, so it should still clear. It's only going to hang hopefully an inch or so below the chassis rail, so, but it's only for that first half. Like once it gets to the back of the gearbox, I'm going to kick it up, so it's going to be off the floor. So the back of the car is probably going to be the lowest part, so I think we'll get away with it running just round pipe. Yeah, I was up in arms about running the squashed 4-inch because I don't like the look of it. Personally, it looks gross, and I don't want to go from like round pipe, have it squashed and then open up again. I don't know, I wouldn't be very pleased with looking at it myself, and it would just itch my brain. So let's go full round pipe and tuck it as close as we can and get it off the fucking ground. I think we should be right though. Right, I got this much tacked together so far. How's that gonna go? Yeah, that's correct. Fuck, I just a brain fart there thinking I welded it on 180 out, but nah. Got that tacked together. I've had to do a couple of back force, get it positioned, mark it. I really should just take the tail onto the floor so I can just, you know, tack it all together on the car pieces and just prop it up with a jack or something, but maybe I'll do that in a bit. But for now, yeah, got this much tacked together. I'll go bolt that up and see how it looks clearance wise, show you how that looks. This is it bolted in place and quite tight to the floor there. We must have like 10mm clearance. Might massage it in the floor in a couple spots like right here where it's just touching so it doesn't rattle on the floor. I'd rather massage the floor up a little bit than make the exhaust lower in spots just where it has to clear like little ridges like that. So yeah, it's going to be quite good. I think it's quite tight fitting up in there, so we shouldn't have too much clearance issues. So yeah, we're just going to come straight out of it at the moment here into the dry shaft, piss it off down there. So this is the actual first half of it. It's all just tacked together at the moment. What I just did before is I've just marked, I put this where I wanted it to sit, just marked it with some lines like this. So I'll get that tacked together, put it back on and make sure it sits sort of how I want it to sit. This is the great thing about bends to straights too, is 4-inch bend, 4-inch pipe, but it doesn't line up all the way around. It sort of bows out at the crease there, so you kind of have to put it in the vise and squash it so it's nice and smooth and flat the whole way around, because that's just ugly. What I found works pretty good with when they don't line up like this, it's normally I like to squash the pipe into the bend. I think that's how I'm doing it here anyway. I don't know if I like to do it, but that's the way I'm doing it today. I get it lined up on the back side real good, like nice and smooth, and then it's the inner side that's like this, and then basically I've just got a G-clamp on the pipe to squash the pipe. So when I squash the pipe, if you can see, you see it walk over. So now that's lined up, I'll just have to pull on it a little bit, because me tacking the other side, when the weld cooled, it pulls, so it pulls it apart a little bit. So squash that, get it nice, and I'll pull it over and I'll tack the other side, and then it should be nice and smooth around the whole way. Just like that. Nice and flush right the way around now. So we don't have any fucking, oh, you won't see in there anyway, but when you look through the inside, you won't have any like hard walls or anything. Not that a 4-inch exhaust is gonna fucking be suffering massive from a small step and some pipe connections, but I think it's just more of a professional look, you know, makes you look like you fucking know what you're doing. And care a bit, rather than just smacking pipes together and just welding them, letting the weld cover it all. I'll go fit that up with the next section. Alright, got it back on in place. This is how it's sitting. I'll just crawl in there and show you from the front. Hopefully you can see it all back there. I can't see it on the screen of the GoPro, but hopefully it lightens up. When the hanger's on to support it, it's going to be a lot tighter, so it's sort of like that. Same kind of shit kicks up there. So it's going to be up on the floor a little bit higher, rather than just being fucking hanging low like that. So we'll step up a little bit there. Bit of floor clearance there. But yeah, should be pretty cool. Nice, and like follow the car line as best as possible, so it actually looks like I've done a good job of making it fit as best as I can. Yeah, I will get this next bit in place. This lighting under here is fucking shocking, and I really need a big light so I can fucking really show you guys what's going on. I'm gonna get this next piece put on. I probably don't have a lot of fucking time left out here tonight, and it is Sunday currently, and I haven't put a video out for ages. So as a last minute scramble, whether or not I just fucking stop right here and do this video for tonight so I can get it out and then just carry on with it for the next one, because I've been fucking busy or had shit on and I haven't had a good run on the cars for work wise and for filming. So but I think I'm pretty free now that I can actually get some more done, but I don't want to leave it too long and leave you guys hanging too much. But I think at the start of the video we got enough on the skyline to show as well. So yeah, for the sake of fucking getting this done, I might carry on in the next video finishing off that exhaust. Yeah, because otherwise I'm going to be another week out and I don't want to leave you guys like 3 weeks without a fucking video. So yeah, we'll fucking we'll call it there. Sorry if it was underwhelming, but yeah, that's how it goes. Thanks for watching. I will catch you in the next one. I'll probably put up a little short or something during the week just to keep some interest going. Put a little short up of how I'm getting on, because I'll probably pot around during the week with filming it. Might put a short up for you guys. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this one anyway. Might be a bit all over the place. I've had some fucking, I've been here, there and everywhere, so yeah. Anyway, I'll catch you in the next one. Yeah, how do my outros go? Like, subscribe, yeah, you know the gist. Cheers boys.